I need to change. They do their time, they come out, and they're great citizens. So are you going to judge that person for, just how you're judging these people? Like, you just have to keep asking yourself these questions. Also, with that Jimmy Fallon thing, he was on a show with hundreds of other people that were part of the show, with people that were above him, and they let that happen. He's not the sole responsible person.
He was doing a skit, and in skits, there's other performers, people are filming it. Nobody questioned that this was like weird behavior.
Or if they did question it, like, what if that person was like, someone was like, hey, that's kind of racist, you shouldn't do that, and then that person was like pushed to the back and been like, oh, whatever,
Especially if it's got it in the 90s, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what Jimmy Fallon's excuse was, and what the whole SNL cast was excuse was it's okay because it's Chris Rock, and Chris Rock is here, he's right next to him, so it was like, kind of like they were validating, like, oh, it's okay, like, he let me make fun of him.
It's okay, I got a black friend, right?
He was
type of thing.
Okay with, because he didn't question it.
Yeah, exactly, but I don't know, I feel like when shit like that comes out, and, okay, you fucked up in the past, now you're gonna have to answer for it because you're trying to cover your ass by saying, well, Black Lives Matter. I want to say that now before the shit that I've done is surfaced to kind of cover my ass. But now that you've done that, you've drawn attention to yourself. It's like a catch-22.
Well, I don't think celebrities are saying Black Lives Matter because they're worried about something that they did in the past is gonna come out. I mean, it's like that stuff is public information. Like the stuff about Mark Wahlberg, people have known about for 20 plus years.
It's just that people don't care.
To light now because of everything that's going on.
Like, more people have been caring about that now, so people care enough to be like, hey, this actor, did all of these things back then. When, like, last week or last month, people didn't care about that. They're like, oh yeah, I love his movies,
Mm-hmm. Like, my question is, do you think if Mark Wahlberg would have never had said, hey, Black Lives Matter, do you think anybody would have had looked into his path? Like, would they have brought it up?
No, I don't think
Probably not. No.
I don't think so either. So I feel like him doing that is cool, and he's trying to, he's a reformed person, and they move on from that. And I don't know what his statement has been since then, like if there was a rebuttal. But if you do that, in my eyes, and you've become a better person since then, if you don't apologize again for what you've done, like if you say, like, oh yeah, you've done something as a hate crime, 20 years later it's been brought up, and you say, yeah, I'm sorry for what I did, I'm a bad person, that's not who I am now, that's who I was back then. If you don't admit to it now, and you just defend it, that's when it should be a problem and being brought to the attention of, hey, you fucked up and you still continue to fuck up and you don't admit to it. Yeah. I know he's been charged, but I don't know what his response was to him being called out about that,
I don't know that he has publicly said anything yet. Not to my not for my knowledge. I haven't seen
anything either.
But it's like, should celebrities just be posting on Instagram like, hey, I'm with this Black Lives Matter, whatever? Well, like, no, don't say anything. Just go out there and protest, or come out and be like, hey, I just donated so much amount of money to this organization.
I wanted to say a very good prime example of what you're saying is John Boyega. John Boyega did not give a fuck about anything. He went out there as a person and protested as a human being against, and he said, I don't even know if I'm going to have a career after this. It's not about that. Fuck that. It's not about careers right now. Careers can be put on hold. It's about Black Lives Matter. And that's what I feel like, if you're going to do something about it, go do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that shows he's really from the block, you know what I mean?
Block. He said, fuck that blood.
I want to bring up, like, do you guys see what happened to Drew Brees about saying...
Yeah.
Anything to say about that? And how Trump responded too?
I don't know what happened.
I think he, most people who don't understand the movement, he reacted that way.
Can you guys give like backstory? Because I don't know.
So he tweeted basically. I don't know if he tweeted or he said something on some social media, basically saying like he can't. Basically, like how disgraceful it is to kneel against the flag, and those people should like. He wasn't agreeing with the kneeling during the national anthem because it's disrespectful to America and to the flag, and those people, aren't basically just something like that. Summarizing, and then.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
He was telling in response to someone asked him, "What do you think about Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem?" And he was saying, "It's okay to protest, but I don't agree for him kneeling during the national anthem because it affects the whole America thing." And so the immediate rebuttal to that is, how are you going to tell somebody when and where to protest and how to protest? That's the exact essence of the protest. So he was basically trying to say, I don't agree with how you're protesting. And it was brought up recently.
And I don't like that Trump wanted him to, he basically wanted Drew Brees not to apologize, which it's understandable why he shouldn't, but like, if he feels like he needs to, then let him do it, dude. Like, what the hell? Like, why get on somebody? He did word it badly, but it's not his fault that it was worded badly, because reading stuff just,
It was taken out of context because it was something that didn't have to do with the George Floyd crisis, but it was about a protest in general.
Yeah, it was about the kneeling of the national anthem.
Correct. So I felt like him doing that, and people gotta understand that the president is gonna pick and choose certain battles to back what he believes. And if somebody can say it for him, he's gonna encourage that person to stand up for it, because I feel Trump believes that. Like he's like out there saying, don't fucking apologize for being a patriot. Don't apologize to people for having your own beliefs, but it's why and how he's doing it. He's doing it to someone, like, he's kind of like encouraging that because that's what Trump would do, or that's what Trump would
try to adopt Drew Brees into his little...
Yeah.
And, like,
exactly.
Drew Brees is a good guy, and he brought, like, hella hope to, like, New Orleans, dude, with winning the freaking Super Bowl, dude. Like,
and that's why people are flipping out on him, dude. I actually saw that on the interview.
It's crazy because there was, the people on his own, of course, people on his own team, they were like, I had mad respect for you before this, and now you're like nothing to me.
Yeah.
My God.
And then like even like guys who are retired now, and then it's like basically everyone in the like sports industry, like basketball players, everybody was like, wow, Drew Brees, like you were the guy before this, but now I don't know.
I think people will forgive him, hopefully, because there's a lot of people saying they're canceling Drew Brees. Like,
I know people were saying the Saints should just cancel his contract and release him.
He's already old, right? I mean,
he's at the end of his career.
Yeah, I would dip, especially after making that shit. You can't come back from that socially. You can't.
And you have to take in consideration. I spoke to Wes about this. The demographic of your city that you're playing for.
It's
New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's
Come on, man, Katrina.
Think about it. Like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
It's like he's turned his back on everyone.
Yeah, that just goes to show you, it's like people are that's the times we're living in right now, man. Unfortunately, I say this a lot, dude. It's no longer a race war. It's just good versus evil, dude. Like I really feel it's just good versus evil, because at the end of the day, if you're a good person or a bad person, that's all.
I feel bad for Kaepernick, because I'm reading right now that I think he got the information to kneel, like to publicly protest, like whatever he was feeling. He was giving that information by a Green Beret, dude. So is it like a setup that he kneeled in the anthem? Like, you know, that's kind of
like they encouraged him to do it at a certain point to cause, like, who knows if there was like a whole political agenda behind it, but the fact is he was doing it because of the police brutality.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, a lot of people need to realize that it's been going on for years, even before the Floyd thing. A lot of people are just jumping on to this experience of, hey, let's go protest the Black Lives Matter movement because, hey, enough is enough, when they don't, all they understand is the current murders by the cops, but this has been going on for years and years and years. We're talking about generations, like decades and decades of oppression and people being held down, being set up. Like I said in the other episodes, it goes beyond murder. It goes beyond incarceration. It goes beyond a lot of stuff that's happening that we don't even know about. And for people to just be barely being woken up by what has happened by one individual that we just so happen to be caught on film, just like the Rodney King beatings and just like the Watts riots, it's just going to be a reoccurring episode over and over again until we say, what can we do to change it?
Yeah, I was going to say, a good way is watch out for people that you work with in your field, because we just saw the video of that lady, this one's for Emma, that teacher, dude, a second grade teacher.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Basically fucking said she wanted to kill a mom and not her kid, but just the mom for letting her little kid
protest
Black Lives Matter.
So that's insane. Just a good way is watch out for your field, wherever you work, in your department. Don't feel afraid to call someone out.
Yeah.
Until
especially in
no one.
especially in education, it's like education. It shouldn't be, I'm for Black Lives Matter, you know? It should be anti-bias education. Like,
yeah, neutral, right?
Exactly. If someone is saying, you know, like that teacher, she's putting down this other, you know, the beliefs of this other student, that right there, it doesn't matter if she's, you know, a white supremacist or whatever, she's putting down that student, and that right there alone, you know, we don't put anybody down. You know, we're all equal, and if you're not treating somebody else equally, then bye, you know, get out of my classroom type of thing. So for her to do that this is a person that's taught children for years. Just get that through your head, like, and yeah.
That's fucked up.
People were saying, like, dang, how many little, like, black kids that she possibly failed that second grade? Like,
exactly.
What do you get, red cards or something?
Yeah.
Like, she just gave all the little black kids red cards, man. That'd be crazy, dude. Like, I wouldn't probably stand for that down here if I saw that. My sister's on that stuff with all the schooling. Like, if she gets hints of racism, bad schooling, she immediately takes the kids out of there and puts them in a new one that she thinks is better.
You know why? Because her kids are not going to be able to have an equal opportunity as a white kid. And that's fucked up. Because America prides itself, right? No, like you fail the children. The children grow up to be, like you said, it's either evil or good, like Vic said.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's where we're at right now in life, and I don't know. I see progress, but I just see it very, very slow, and I feel like being an adult during 2020, being able to make a choice to vote, and being able to make a choice to go out there and try to do something. If you don't do anything, like, just shame on you. Like, if you're not doing anything about what's happening right now, then you're the problem. Like, even if, like, I feel like if we all do something, we can make a change. And slowly, we're all doing something that's making something happen. You know, whether it's inspiring somebody to vote, like myself, whether it's inspiring somebody to change the way they view other people, change, you know, the way they think, basically. So I feel